right, I'm ready to talk about some more food. I am joined by Melissa Laborski of Conscious Community Collaborative, one of our sponsors, and we're with Meredith Iacocca of Abundant Plate Wellness. She is going to reinvent your traditional holiday sides. A little bit about Meredith: she's a nutritional therapy consultant, and through Abundant Plate Wellness, she does meal prep. She strives to teach others how to fuel and nourish themselves by addressing the bio-individual needs of each person. Take it over.
Yeah. So a lot of what I do relates to people with food sensitivities or dietary needs, such as gluten and dairy free. So a lot of my cooking is kind of reinventing traditional things. So I wanted to kind of walk you guys through just a couple typical holiday sides you might see on your dinner table. I feel like sometimes we can get stuck in a rut when we're cooking, like, oh, grandma's made this for 30 years, like, what do I do? So I like just kind of adding in things or substituting things to just spice it up a little bit. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was like a traditional salad. I feel like salad is super underrated. Like, I love salad, and I always am really hopeful that there's gonna be a good salad, but sometimes it's just like thrown together and not much thought is put into it. So a couple things you can do to spice up your salad, get some different greens. So I have a couple greens here. Have you guys ever seen this radicchio?
Radicchio,
yeah.
yes.
This is grown locally by Full Hand Farms, and I love them. And this is called a Treviso radicchio. But just look at, like, it's just so beautiful. And I haven't seen this kind really around a lot. But this is a nice bitter green, so it does have a little bit of a bite to it, but it's a good little, like, a texture change and a nice flavor change that you can add into. Belgian endive is kind of a cousin to radicchio. A little smaller, not as bitter, but they just have little leaves. And I just like to kind of peel them off, and they can just go right in your salad. I think it's kind of a little more European cheese, these kind of bitter greens. Because as Americans, we're kind of, sometimes people are turned off on bitter greens, but they're really good for your digestive health, and they're yummy. Do you guys want to try one? Yeah, that's not.
I've thought about buying
Thank
it,
you.
so.
Yeah. It's like not too tart, you know, and if you throw that into your salad with other
It's
stuff.
really blended well.
Yeah.
Well, it's good.
Yeah. I also love using like baby greens. So before a plant matures, a lot of farmers will sell like baby kale. This is baby Swiss chard, also locally grown. So it's a little more tender. You don't have to like cook it down like you would to like saute greens. So you get these young shoots, and oftentimes they're kind of higher in nutritional content when they're the youngest. So these are a good little powerhouse. With my salads in the fall and winter, I'm all about like root veggies. So fennel is a really great addition to any salad. Really good for digestive health as well. You can kind of just thinly slice it, and it pairs awesome with like any kind of bitter green. I also love adding beets to my salads. And I think this is a fun little one. Yeah, this is a candy stripe beet. So these are really cute.
It is cute.
Yeah, so these are local as well. But I usually just roast them and cut them up and put them in a salad. You can thin slice them. There's a tool called a mandolin, and it lets you kind of like thinly grate anything. You could also do that really thinly and just throw it in the salad. It would be
When
fine.
you roast that, is there anything that you like to season it with?
So I just do like salt, pepper, and oil, and then with a hand towel, you can kind of rub the skin off when it's warm. That skin will come off way easier when it's still warm. Salad dressing wise, I'm always a proponent of making your own. I think you can do a way better job than buying some in the store. So you guys will see, she'll have 2 salad dressing recipes given to you that you can make. And I always recommend using like different oils. I like hemp oil, walnut oil, nice olive oil, add great flavor. I also almost always add nuts to my salad. I like pistachios and they're kind of a wintry thing. So those would pair well with anything, but you can add walnuts, pecans, pepitas, sunflower seeds, whatever you want. So that will kind of amp up your regular iceberg lettuce salad with chopped up carrots.
To roast those walnuts.
Oh yeah. I'll sometimes candy them and add a little like sugar on them and throw them in there, and you're cool. You're good. So next I want to talk about stuffing, which I feel like is kind of a touchy topic because everyone's got their own like stuffing recipe that they like. So I just wanted to share my simple way of doing it that I think like is kind of a good like neutral if you don't want to be too crazy. I always add mirepoix. So mirepoix is celery, carrots, and onions. Saute those. I always add apples as well. I think it adds a nice little sweetness. And if you need gluten-free, you can do Native Bread. They're a local company and they do all gluten dairy-free.
So what did you call those three things again? And what were they?
Mirepoix. Celery, carrots, and onions. It's a French term. If you're in any kind of kitchen, they'll say, get your mirepoix. It's like the base of really like anything you cook, like a sauce or anything like that. But so there's your fancy term.
We're fancy now.
Finally, I wanted to show you guys some substitutes for mashed potatoes. I get kind of sick of potatoes. And in the winter and fall, there are a ton of local veggies that you can swap out. So butternut squash, really good for the eyes and skin health. Parsnips, these are really similar to carrots, but you can cook them just like a potato. You can do beets, mash those up like a potato. Rutabagas, these are kind of old school. Your grandma might have eaten them, but they're really good. They're like a sweeter turnip almost. Celeriac, this is actually the root where celery grows out of. And it's like a light celery flavored potato. So it's really good. If you don't want to do mashed potatoes, I'll also roast any of these and drizzle them with like sorghum or maple syrup. So it's like a little sweet roasted flavor. So hopefully that gives you guys some ideas how to.
That's definitely a few ideas. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And may you be inspired to try something new for your traditional holiday sides. And you can follow Meredith at abundantplatewellness.com and find her on our Market Partner page along with a special offer.